Airstrikes continue to target Libya's pro-government forces, helping rebels to gain some ground as they try to take out longtime leader Muammar Gaddafi. The video you're looking at here is from Libya's state TV, showing some damage that it says was from a coalition strike. Today, the U.S. vowed to scale back its role as NATO now takes control of enforcing that no-fly zone. President Obama will speak tomorrow night at 7:30 in a speech to the nation about Libya. A piece of the World Trade Center has found a new home in Chatham County, North Carolina. A September 11th memorial is being constructed there, and the beam will be the centerpiece. The memorial will be a salute to those rescuers who died on 9/11 and those who put their lives on the line every day. Well, it's not what you want to hear when you go to the zoo. The Bronx Zoo in New York lost a cobra. It's an Egyptian cobra. Looks kind of like this one here. It was kept in a part of the zoo that the public just can't get to, but keepers don't know where it is, and at this point they don't know how it got out of its cage. The generosity of Carolinians, as we so often see, really is just about limitless. Up next, we take you to Mooresville, where volunteers gave up a weekend to make sure that starving kids have something to eat.
And we've got both rain, snow, and sleet in the forecast for tomorrow. I'll tell you who's going to see what and how long it's sticking around coming up.
125,000 meals are on their way, leaving our area, going around the globe to feed starving children. It is all because of the work of some volunteers in Mooresville this weekend. News Channel 36 reporter Richard Devane was there to see the life-saving effort in action.
One scoop of rice.
We're dealing with global hunger.
And these small packets, in most cases, can be the difference between life and death.
Yes, there's 18,000 kids that are dying every day simply because of starvation.
Feed My Starving Children partners with local churches.
I mean, for a couple of hours of our time, we can provide a meal to a family for a year.
In this case, Williamson Chapel United Methodist to help make these packets of life.
We're going to do 125,000 meals
for children and parents in impoverished corners of the world and past the point of desperation.
To see where these meals are going and to be able to give back to those people in other countries that don't know where their next meal is coming from, it really touches you in a unique way.
By the end of the 2 days of bagging and weighing and boxing, a sense of joy and hope that one less child in this world will have to go without.
In the United States, we're so blessed with everything that we have. To be able to give a little bit of that back, it's just a great feeling.
With our mobile newsroom in Mooresville, Richard Devane, News Channel 36.
And again, 125,000 meals, quite an effort. It costs about 25 cents to make one of those packets of food, and then the food from there goes out to almost 70 countries, including now Japan, which needs that help now in the wake of the recent disaster.
The most accurate forecast with the First Warn Storm Team's Brad Banovich.
All right, today was only 42 degrees. It was not very warm at all today. The low was 39, so we didn't move much. 3 whole degrees all day. Could have felt like it would have snowed today, though we didn't have any moisture around. That's going to change tomorrow. Look at all of this moisture heading our way. This is another round of heavy rain that's going to arrive in the morning. Now, the good news is this is moving pretty quick. It's not going to sit over us for any length of time, but between, I would say, sunrise and about 2 in the afternoon, we are going to see some snow. But on the backside right here, this is a cold pocket area of loft. You only have to go up to about 2,000 or 3,000 feet, and the temperature is below zero. So while here at the ground, we could still be above freezing most of the day, and we will tomorrow, and even in the morning. The problem is where the precipitation is falling, it is below freezing. It doesn't have enough time to melt before it reaches the ground. That's how you get snow when it's above the freezing mark. Now, that will not be the case in the mountains. You can see temperatures here are already at or below freezing in a few spots. This is where we'll have slick roads in the morning, and that's the other reason why there's a winter weather advisory. As you move down into the foothills and into the Piedmont, it's not warm, but it's above 32. It's above that freezing threshold. And as you go south and east, you can see temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s. The cold air is everywhere you look in the eastern half of the country. We're not the only ones getting this break from spring and going back to winter. But as this system approaches tomorrow, it's going to be that wet, big, fat, wet snowflakes we're going to see for a period of time as this upper low kind of moves over us pretty quickly during the morning hours, but it quickly moves off to the east. And again, if it snows quickly enough, it could accumulate on the grassy surfaces, a dusting to a ½ an inch. And this is not unheard of this time of year. We have had snow many times in March. It's just kind of a shock after we've had 70s and 80s already this spring. We often refer to this as dogwood winter when you get this bout of cold weather after some mild weather. So how much snow are we talking about? Again, the white is a trace. We're not talking about anything significant, though the record snowfall in Charlotte tomorrow is a trace. This is where we'll see some accumulations of several inches in the higher elevations. You look back in history, the latest we've ever had snow was April 28th, but you see some of the amounts. We've had 4 inches as late as the 25th and a foot on March 2nd in 1927. So not out of the question. It does happen. Our futurecast not doing a really good job on the amount of cold air being pulled down to the surface. It'll be a brief shot of snow about mid-morning. It'll quickly get out of here. It'll be one of those things, if you don't look, you may not see it. It's going to happen that quickly and then be out of here. But I'm sure a lot of people will send us pictures. We'll get some video of it during the morning tomorrow. Kind of more of a novelty. So snow developing tonight in the mountains. Again, some slick spots in the morning. The snow will last into the afternoon. Not very warm with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Mid-30s here in the Piedmont. Rain changing to snow mid-morning, then back to rain before it ends. Temperatures in the upper 40s. As we move to the east, mid-30s in the morning. I don't think we'll see much snow here. Maybe a few spots towards Locust and Albemarle. Most of it will be a cold rain with highs only in the 40s. Now, I promise this 7-day is actually a spring 7-day forecast. It just doesn't look like it because temperatures are going to be well below average. Our average high now is 67. You will not see that likely until next Sunday when we get back to 70 degrees. There's another chance for snow in the mountains, not for us, maybe on April 1st, and that's not April Fool's.
All right, we'll keep watching, Brad. Thanks for that. Let's talk about tomorrow morning. You love Larry, you love jewelry. We'll check out Larry's look tomorrow morning. He'll be telling us about Push with a Purpose, an event to support local families dealing with substance abuse. It's Larry's look tomorrow morning at 6:45. Final Four is now set, even if it's not what a lot of local fans probably want. Ira Cronin's here talking sports. Hi, Ira.
Yeah, let's jump right in, Jeff. Tonight, the Tar Heels were looking to make a record 19th trip to the Final Four. All they had to do, dispense with those pesky Kentucky Wildcats, which proved to be no easy task. Kentucky will lead by as many as 11 in the first half. Tyler Zeller working to get Carolina back in it. They were down 8 at the break. Second half, Carolina would make several big shots. Dexter Strickland in transition hits the layup, and he's fouled. Carolina down 6, but it just seemed the Wildcats had every answer they needed. Josh Harrelson, the layup and the foul. Kentucky's back up 8. Here comes Harrison Barnes. Sweet reverse high off the glass. Just a 4-point deficit at that point, but again, the Wildcats would answer after Carolina tied it up. Brandon Knight hits the humongous 3. Kentucky wins and advances 76-69.
If you didn't really care who won the game, it had to be a game you enjoyed watching if you love basketball. And I couldn't be more proud of my team than I am. And John's got a wonderful bunch out there cutting down the nets right now. And I'd like it to be my team, but it's not. But I wouldn't trade my kids for anybody. It's been an unbelievable ride.
It's been a tough season. Now, in the earlier game, VCU facing Kansas, and Shaka Smart and his team will continue their magical run to Houston. North Meg product Jamie Skeen had a game-high 26 points and 10 boards for the Rams, who will dismiss Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks 71-61. So, Final Four set for Houston. VCU and Butler, I guess you could say they're going to pick on someone their own size in the semis. That'd be each other. They tip off a little after 6 next Saturday, and then Kentucky and UConn, the late tip around 8:45. To racing now after Kyle Busch swept last weekend at Bristol. The Sprint Cup Series running at Fontana today after yet another Kyle Busch win in the nationwide race. Yesterday, could Sugar Ray be waving a green on another Kyle Busch sweep weekend? Juan Montoya and Denny Hamlin leading them to the green. Lap 2, teammates Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin racing hard. Kyle Busch not real happy about it. Here's your Daytona 500 winner, Trevor Bayne, into the wall. He would finish 30th. Lap 22, Rowdy Busch passes Hamlin for the lead. And then lap 94, big problems for the 11. Electrical problems, engine problems, had to drop out. He would finish a disappointing 39th. Wild finish, last lap. 5-time Fontana winner, Jimmy Johnson leading. Kyle Busch, leader of the most laps on the day, and Kevin Harvick chasing, and it's Harvick who has the most juice under the hood to get it done. Harvick started 24th, led just 1 lap today. You got it. The last one, the most important, and he's your winner.
That's what I'm talking about, epic.
What a great day. All these guys did a great job on pit road, and Gil made the right call. I was like, when I saw those guys pit at the end, I said, man, we might be in deep trouble, and we held those guys off, and our car just kept going.
Just couldn't hold them off that time. Those tires made the difference. I knew he was coming. I could hear him. They said he was coming. If I could have maybe got by the 18 a lap sooner, it might have been enough to give me the margin I needed.
We gave the race away today, unfortunately. We seemed to be losing the handle a little bit, 2 runs from the end, and then especially that last set of tires, we just didn't quite have what it took.
Good day for Carl Edwards. He is now your points leader heading to Martinsville. Ryan Newman is just 9 points back. Then it's the Bush brothers, followed by Jimmy Johnson in 5th. 6 through 10, Tony Stewart, Paul Menard, Juan Montoya, Kevin Harvick, and Matt Kenseth, Casey Kane, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. round out the top 12. When we come back, we stay with racing. How did Danica do in her return to her day job, you could say? We'll show you when we come back. All right, the IndyCar season opened up today on the streets of St. Petersburg, Florida. Danica Patrick back to her IndyCar job starting 19th today, lap 1. Things get crazy in a hurry. Turn 1, multi-car crash, including Marco Andretti, who was flipped upside down. Luckily, everyone will be okay. Lap 39, cautions out with Charlie Kimball. He is going to get into the wall. And it happened so fast in those Indy cars. Patrick with some front nose damage after contact with Justin Wilson. She struggled today. Dario Franchitti dominating the race with Will Power finishing 2nd, Tony Kanaan 3rd, and female driver Simona Di Silvestre finishing 4th. Finally, checkers on the ice, mixing it up in Uptown with Norfolk trying to better their playoff spot. Chris Terry, just a small part of a large offensive day. Checkers win big over Norfolk, 8-2, and we'll be right back.
So we'll be watching for just a little bit of snow potentially.
Yeah,
huh?
mid-morning tomorrow, maybe into the middle of the morning hours till about lunchtime, but then it's all gone.
We'll see. Thanks so much for staying up with us. Have a great night.